Julie Washington, who is the Chief Marketing and Communications Officer and the Chief Customer Experience Officer for Trinity Health.
Trinity Health is one of the largest Catholic health systems in the US. I was hired in the first part, which was marketing and communications. So I came in and the key idea was, how do you think about building the brands and making sure that we have a positioning and clarity around who we are, how we serve in the communities in which we operate. About 11 months into the job, there was a movement and leadership, and I had experience around retail, customer service, and so I'm very much commercial oriented. And so I think between that and also talking about the brand and doing strategy work made me a likely candidate to take on then the customer experience. How do we think about holistically your consumer or customer journey, and who's going to be in charge of understanding and connecting in a way to help solve for the problems, but also ensure a more delightful experience. Having what I'm going to phrase as your own personal board of directors. So I was very clear about my gifts, my talents, and you're trying to hone them and you're trying to be the best that you can be in everything. So I won't say I was an independent agent, but I hadn't thought about myself in a business mindset. But if I had a board of directors, there would have been a few other people that could have guided me, maybe corrected me sooner, accelerated me toward opportunities that I probably missed because I just didn't have it in my line of sight. But there's a proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. And if you want to go far, go together. Someone could help me see the importance of that sort of village, of that board of people from different perspectives, helping you be the best as you pursue your purpose. There are people in your family, there are people in your friendship network or collegiate alumni association. And then there are those right here inside of our organizations that want you to be successful. And if you're willing to learn and to grow, there are people that will share without any hesitation. I do my best to pay it forward. I'm a part of an organization, Becca, our Black Executive CMO Council that we formed last year. And within Becca, a core tenet, in addition to what pours into us, is that we've launched our playbook. And part of that is about reaching back to bring the others forward, right? So what is the legacy going to be? Is it just what advertisement or award did we do? But how do you impact lives? Not just in the services or the products that your company sort of produces and offers, but what do we do for society and for people? And so, yes, I'm hoping that I'm that mentor. I make space and time to sponsor and say for people what maybe no one else has said for them. But the third part of that is coaching. And so I am an International Coach Federation coach. And it was really about me trying to understand me. And it's a key tenet of how you show up as a leader, is learning how to coach people toward where they're trying to go, not so much where you're trying to direct them, but helping people live their fullness of their life and not the one that you want. But coaching is a different muscle that I think I use versus sponsorship. But the three together can make a world of difference in your life and in your career. The word of determination sort of show up in every situation, whether at home or here at work, around believing that I can. I believe that as long as they say the fat lady hasn't sung, I have a chance. I know the odds are against me in some instances, but I at least still have the possibility. There's a friend of mine in Texas, and she used to say, Julie, you have to see it before you see it. So I've worked a lot around my visioning of what I believe is possible. So can my team, even if I'm outnumbered or outspent by the competition, that doesn't mean I still can't win. It's that David and Goliath kind of concept that my superpower is that if I say it, you can basically take it to the bank. You have to be able to see that which doesn't exist today in order to get to the next level. It may not be that, in the end state, but at least you're closer to it than you were before you said, I can't do it. Our mission, which is basically to serve together. So there is a unification that's needed. You can't do it by yourself, but we're basically serving to be a compassionate, but also a healing presence in our communities. This is life-giving, it's life-sustaining. So If you do the mission right, in a loving and caring way, not just in a tactical way, you can find worth every day. What is it that's different? And that's where the patient experience and overall customer experience shows up. How is it that when you encounter us anywhere along the journey, whether it's making an appointment, actually seeing a physician, having a surgery, paying for the services, getting your information out of your MyChart, how do we show up differently in a way that you say they get it? They are truly, which our vision is to be the most trusted healthcare partner. How is it that I really do trust Trinity Health, whoever that is today? That's the piece that we're trying to do, is tease out, not in just marketing the message, but clarity on the strategy and understanding who we are. So now we can do the creativity of how do I express what is the experience of Trinity that's not what you would find in another health system. A poem that's called Don't Quit. And the first stanza and the last stanza are probably the two parts that have made the difference in my life. The first part of the poem says, when things go wrong, as they sometimes will, the road you're trudging seems all uphill when the funds are low and the debts are high. When you want to smile, but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest as if you must, but don't you quit. And then the last part, after if that wasn't enough, it goes on, it talks about the definition of success, and that was like a big thing back in the 80s and 90s. What does success look like? But the poet says that success is failure turned inside out. So when it says it's okay to fail, because you can turn it around to actually be successful. But it goes on to talk about you can never tell how close you are, because it may be near when it seems so far. So guess what? You have to stick to the fight when your hardest hit. It's when things seem worse that you must not quit. And so usually when I'm having one of those things seem worse moment, I buckle down and I say, that's the relationship I need to lean into, because it's here that probably the good is actually going to be found.